Hello everybody. Welcome to today on Princess Anu TV, guys. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. If this is the first time you're seeing me, this is Princess Anu TV. We talk about aviation, motivation, and adventure. And if you've not subscribed, do me a favor, click on the subscribe button, click on that bell also, so that whenever I post anything, you'll be able to see it. We are continuing with the quiz. We've been having quiz for like 3 days now. No, correction, 2 days. So today is the episode 3. Carrie Ruth, you're the first to come today. Thank you so much for joining me. Sahi, I'm sure you guys are super ready. I'm sure you're super ready for the quiz today. So we still have 20 questions today. By God's grace, I hope they are up to 20. We have 20 questions today, and we are going to be doing it just like we've been doing other days. And so these things, why we are doing this quiz this period, is so that you can keep your memory fresh. You can know more things about aviation, and you can also, it gives you an opportunity to like research a lot. Hi JCDM, welcome aboard. Nice having you here. We are going to be starting in just few seconds from now. So hi Adibaba, welcome guys. I appreciate your presence. We are going to be starting right now. But guys, hope you've been fine. Hope you've been doing great this period. I know how it can be challenging. I know how things can be a little bit up and down, but please keep the faith and be fine. Everything is coming back to normal. Gradually every single thing is coming back to normal, and we hope that by the grace of God, probably before the end of this month or next month, everything will be back to normal. So guys, let's go straight over into the quiz for today. My first question today is, what is the world's largest passenger plane? What is the world's largest passenger plane, passenger aircraft? So if you know the answer, like the way we usually do it, leave a comment, then I'll know. Yes, good, it's obvious you're doing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, I appreciate. So if you get that answer, let me know. I'm going to be giving just a few minutes for each and every answer, so I'll know that you guys are following. First class, I'm saying the world's largest passenger plane. I'm not saying the world's largest passenger category. So yeah, first class is always, they have a more room space, but first class is like general, almost like all airliners have first class in them. Yeah, I get. So we are asking, the first question we have here today is, what's the world's largest passenger plane? Okay, I'm going to be telling you guys so we don't waste too much time. The world's largest passenger plane is actually the Airbus A380. The Airbus A380 is the world's largest passenger plane. So let's move over to the second question. What instrument? Yeah, JCDM, that's what it is. He said, oh my God. Yeah, A380, Abayomi, thank you so much. You got that. You got that. So the next question I have here, what instrument shows how fast an airplane is traveling? Like, we have a lot of instruments on the aircraft. So what instrument in particular? Hi, mommy, welcome on board. What instrument shows how fast the airplane is traveling? If you know the answer, leave a comment. Let me know if you know the answer. If you do not, I'm going to be telling you guys. Actually, this one's a bit technical. Today's own is just like we've been going from simple, hard, or hardest, or I really don't know. We are sharp climbing up the ladder of more technical and difficult questions. So it's just to like keep your brain afresh so that you can read more, research more, and all that. So if you know it, I'd like to know, what instrument on the aircraft actually shows how fast the aircraft is traveling? Are you talking about the vertical speed? No, the vertical speed indicator actually shows how many feet you're climbing or how many feet you're descending. So you can see descent of like 5,000 feet, descent, oh, that would be too much. Descent of like 500 feet, 200 feet, 1000 feet, 2000 feet, like that. That's for the vertical speed indicator. That's separate. We are talking about a particular instrument that shows how fast it's traveling, not carry routes. You're right. It's actually the speed indicator. You are right concerning that. So guys, let's move over. List the 6 packs. Like, you know, you always hear aviation 6 packs. Just like the way guys have 6 packs, the aircraft, there are basic instruments of the aircraft, and they are called the 6 packs. So if you know the 6 packs, list them. We have, that's our number 3 question for today. 6 packs, the aviation 6 packs, the 6 instruments, basic instruments of the aircraft. So I'll be waiting for you. If you know that, let me know if you know the answer to that question. That's the number 3 question for today. The basic 6 packs of the aircraft. So we are talking about 6 instruments, actually 6 instruments. Most of you chime on board, you see. Hi, John Cordon, welcome to today's live stream. So guys, we are doing a Q&A, a question and answer session that we've been doing for the last days. So today, now we are in question 3, name the 6 packs. Okay, seems like a lot of persons are finding it a bit difficult. I'm going to be telling you. We have the speed indicator, we have the artificial horizon, we have the altimeter, then downward, we have the turn and bank indicator just below the speed indicator. Then you have the compass, and you have the vertical speed indicator. Somebody initially talked about the vertical speed indicator some minutes ago, but the vertical speed indicator is totally different from the speed indicator. The vertical speed indicator, like the word it is vertical, it actually talks about how high you're climbing or how low you're going, while the speed indicator actually tells you how fast the aircraft is traveling. Then, like, you know, the artificial horizon, heading indicator, but heading indicator too, like, is kind of, most of the time, is joined with the compass. So the compass, you just have the compass, which is directly below the artificial horizon. So guys, that's the basic 6 packs. Let's move over. For every pilot that I was writing the answer. You are super late. You were writing the answer, but you were late. So let's move over to number 4 question. How many persons does the A380 seat? Okay, this one is a bit technical, but because why I'm asking this question, the A380 is one of the largest passenger aircraft, and is very popular. Though we know that they are beginning to retire the A380 because it is seen that it's not cost efficient now. So a lot of airlines are actually retiring them. But those aircraft are so good. Just that they carry a lot of passengers at once. 853. No, JCDM, you're wrong. Okay, John Codori, you're correct. Speed indicator, attitude indicator, altimeter, vertical speed indicator, heading indicator, and top coordinator. John Codon, you're actually correct, but we've answered that question already. You said 853 persons. No, that's not how many persons. 1,000. No, that's too much. Okay, let me give you guys a clue. It's actually within the range of 50 something. Oh, I'll keep. No, you are supposed to answer questions. That's why it's a quiz. So if you get, kudos to you. If you don't, well, we don't know how we're going to do that. Okay, let me just tell you guys, the A380 actually carries up to 532 persons. At least that's what I saw online based on the category of that particular aircraft. It carries up to 532 passengers at once. It depends on the the A380 is actually a standard configuration. I've not seen any series attached to it. If you talk about the Airbus, correction, if you talk about the Boeing 737, you know that the Boeing 737 has a lot of series. They have 300, 400, I think they have 500, I know they have 800. So it depends. But the A380 doesn't have any different configuration. It's just like one A380 standard configuration. So guys, let's move over to the fifth question. What does the tachometer show in an aircraft? The tachometer, we have tachometers in all aircrafts. What does it show? Oh, 542 inch. It's kind of like 532 actually. So what does the tachometer, that's the fifth question, what does the tachometer show in an aircraft? What does the tachometer, the use of the tachometer in an aircraft? Don't browse it. This is a quiz. We are not supposed to check Google for the answers. If you don't know it, definitely I'm here to like tell you the answer, but at least make a trial. The good thing about giving a trial is that even if you fail, you will remember when the answer is being said, like having a conversation with your friends, your family members, with aviation lovers and all that. If they talk about it, you'll be able to remember that we said it. Okay, it's actually, it shows the power settings and all that. So you have on the tachometer, you can be reading like 2000 rpm, you can be reading 4000, it just depends. It can be reading like 1500 rpm. Hi Climax YT, you are super late for the quiz. So let's go over to the sixth question for today. We are running to like 20 questions and we are just in number 6. Guys, we have to be fast in answering. Okay, what part of the airplane do you find the flaps? Like, you know, we have flaps in all aircrafts. I think even gliders have flaps. The gliders have flaps. No, gliders just have wings. But anyways, aircrafts constitute of flaps. So what part of the aircraft can you actually find the flaps? What part of the aircraft can you find the flaps? If you know it, so leave a comment, be the first to like tell us, and you know, you get a kudos for that. So what part of the aircraft can you actually find the flaps? The flaps, 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 flaps. We've been watching a lot of aircraft. You're correct, JCDM. Thank you so much. You got that. You can actually find them on the wings of the aircraft. So that's where you actually find the flaps. They are just attached to the wings of the aircraft, and you know, they are kind of like in the inboard part, while the ailerons are the outboard area of the aircraft. So let's move over to question 7. What is the body of the aircraft called? That's the question 7 for today. We are in episode 3 of the question and answer session. Quiz time with Princess Anu-TV. So let's know. Trailing edge of the wing. Yeah, you're correct. Okay, you have the leading edge and the trailing edge. Yes. But yeah, we just needed to hear the wings. You are correct, John Cordon. You are correct. So guys, I was asking the number 7 question is, what is the body of the aircraft called? What's the body of the aircraft called? Just like the way we talk about the anatomy of things, every structure actually has an anatomy, and there are names you give to every part. Just like the way maybe you can say the legs of the aircraft is actually called the landing gear, and you say, so what's the body of the aircraft? JCDM, you're correct, fuselage. But the thing is, I hope you are not browsing it. I just hope, because you have to know these things like offhand. You are correct, it's actually the fuselage. So number 8 question for today, an aircraft that can take off and land on water is called what? An aircraft, like, you know, most islands, especially for persons that go for vacation, maybe close to the islands, maybe is it the Maldives, any island whatsoever, you will see that there are some aircraft aircraft that actually take persons from the land towards the sea. So and they practically land on the beach, and some of them actually land on the water, like close to the beach. So what are those kind of aircrafts called? An aircraft that can actually land both on land and also on water. What are those aircrafts called? Just think of the name that they call people that stay in water, or animals that stay in water and that also stay on land. You kind of like get the concept of that. So I'm waiting for your answer. An aircraft that can actually stay on land and also like land on land and also land on water, or take off on water and also take off on land. What kind of aircraft is that? We are just in question 8. Okay. I'm going to be giving like 2 extra seconds or so to know if you guys know. Okay, it's up. Okay, you don't know. Let's see if we can get another guest today. Okay, basically, okay, there's no guess. Going, gone. So number 8 question is actually an amphibious aircraft. Amphibious, anything amphibious can actually stay in water and can also stay on land, just like we have amphibious animals. What up? You're correct. You're correct. It's an amphibious aircraft. And also, yeah, carry routes, you're right too. We can also call them water planes. But majority of the water planes stay on just water. But the ones that can stay on both water and land are actually amphibious aircraft. Seaplanes stay just on the sea. Anyways, let's move over to what number did we stop? Number 9 question. Like we know, the Boeing 737 is one of the most popular aircrafts that we have in the world, and you have a lot of Boeing 737 pilots, and I think it's because that aircraft is very, very fuel efficient and it carries a lot of passengers too. So how many? Shego Sansi, you're super late. Anyways, let's continue. How many passengers can the Boeing 737-800? Like I said, there are several series of the Boeing 737, but I wanted to make it direct to the point. Benjamin, welcome. You are super late. Anyways, just joining the quiz. We are about question 8 already. We are question 8. So, how many passengers can the Boeing 737-800 carry? The Boeing 737-800, how many passengers can it carry? So let me know if you know that answer. The Boeing 737 actually has just there you're close, 162. Maybe the Boeing 737, maybe 400 series can actually carry 162. I really don't know, but the 800 series, that's what we're asking for. Something like that. Okay, you kind of it can carry basically 189 passengers. Yeah, you're correct, Jokoda. Let me believe you did not browse that. Let me believe you didn't check the internet for that. Anyways, it can actually carry 189 persons. So let's move over to number 10 question. What is the fuel capacity of the Cessna 172? The Cessna 172 is the main aircraft used in flight schools for training, and that's why I'm asking you for the fuel capacity, because let me tell you, even in check rides, you are going to be answering this question of fuel capacity, because you need to know the fuel capacity of the aircraft that you are working with, the aircraft you're flying with, the endurance, the fuel capacity, the weight, the landing weight, the takeoff weight, and what else? Some majority, you need to know almost everything about the aircraft. So it's very important. So if we talk about it now, I don't think you're going to forget it when it's time for your check ride, because they always ask it. It's always a check ride question. Hi Musa Sela, welcome aboard. Don't forget guys, give this video a thumbs up. It's very important. And if you're new here and you've not subscribed, do me a favor, click on the subscribe button. Let's move forward. Let's keep growing on this channel. Don't forget guys, we are in question 9. Correction. We are in question 10. The fuel capacity of the Cessna 172. Come on, guys. You guys are about like going into flight school, and I'm sure you've been reading so much about the Cessna 172, the aircraft you're going to be flying, and also about the instructors and all that. So this should be something that it should be a little bit at your fingertips. At least you should know the kind of aircraft you'll be flying. Come on. I used to say for the Cessna 172, we are at liters. No. 120 liters. No. Long range, short range. The Cessna 172 is actually a small aircraft. It's a training aircraft basically. Okay, guys, let me tell you, it's actually 162 liters. So we can say it's like 43 gallons, and it's also very similar to the TB9 that we actually fly here in Nigeria. Though I don't know, very soon they'll be phasing out the TB9 because I think because of fuel, it couldn't be because of fuel capacity, but because of the kind of fuel that it actually uses, and also the TB9. I actually, well, it's only the TB9. Like that, in that category, I've actually flown TB9 and TB20. I think they are kind of like roomy. Based on people that have told me they flew the Cessna 172, I could see that from their reactions. They say it's kind of like small and you don't really have enough strength to like express yourself inside the cockpit. But I think the TB9 is kind of like roomy. But based on what I see concerning their fuel capacity is similar. So the fuel capacity of the TB9 and the fuel capacity of the Cessna 172, they're actually like close to each other. So let's go over to 11. What is the endurance of the Cessna 172? Okay, when you talk about endurance in aviation, you're mainly talking about how long that aircraft can fly, probably with full tank. So let's say if Cessna 172 has a full tank, how many hours do you think it can go? Okay, let me give you a rough sketch of the calculation. It consumes, okay, I said 43 gallons, right? So it consumes 10 gallons per hour. So do your calculation and let's know. This is quite simple because I said 10 gallons per hour. But I want you to do the calculation. How many gallons will it consume? If it has 43 gallons, the full tank is actually 43 gallons. 7 hours, no, that's wrong. I said it consumes 10 gallons per hour and it has a capacity of 43 gallons. So let's do the calculation. In aviation, you're going to be doing a lot of mathematical calculations, especially when you're doing instrument flying. Now, I'm not talking about the ones you're going to do on ground. When you're doing instrument flying, you're going to be doing a lot of calculations on... yeah, you're correct. Share the sanity is actually 4.3 hours, but now this 4.3 hours converts the 0.3 to minutes. Let's see if you could get it. Convert the 3 in the hour, so you have 0.3 hours. Convert it to minutes. So let's get the exact hours and minutes that the 0.3. Karim Green, that's the first time I'm seeing you here. Welcome on board. We are having a quiz anyways, and welcome to today's live stream. If you've not subscribed, subscribe. Sadiq Abubakar, you just came in and you got the answer. You are correct. So we have 4 hours and 18 minutes because you do 0.3 times 60 and you have 18 minutes. Guys, let me give you an expo now. You are going to be doing a lot of these calculations, converting minutes to hours, hours to minutes, converting speed, time, all those things in aviation. You're going to be doing so much of it in flight school. So there are things you need to have, like, just, I'm going to say at your fingertips, so that it's going to be like very easy for you to remember. So let's go over to the next question. Where did we stop today? You guys, I'm waiting. Okay, I'm going to ask this question again tomorrow. Trust me, because I want you to like have it at the back of your mind and keep saying it and saying it and saying it. So the formula for speed is actually speed is equal to distance over time. And so when you're calculating speed, you need to put the distance over the time you're going to be spending into consideration at every point in time. In flight schools, you're going to be doing this calculation. Even in general flying, aviation, everything in aviation, you're going to be needing this. I think the engineers use it, the pilots use it, the controllers, they use it. Everybody basically uses it because it's very, very important. You can't do without those formulas. So speed is equals to distance over time. So let's move over, guys, to number 13 question. Number 13 question. Now let's come back to Nigeria. We've been asking a lot of external questions. We have a flight school in Nigeria called Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, in case you don't know. And so what year, a lot of you guys have been applying to NCAT, and some of you do not even know the year that NCAT was founded. So this is a quiz time. What year was NCAT founded? What year? I love when you said green. Oh, Karim Green. I hope I got that correctly. So what year was NCAT founded, guys? What year was NCAT founded? You've been applying to NCAT. You filled forms. At least you should have a little idea of the year it was actually founded, because it's important. Most of the time, I don't know whether they ask these questions in interview, because they didn't ask me, and I've not heard of anybody that they asked. Though when we had our introductory session, that's when they want to welcome you into the school and all that, they're going to tell you NCAT was founded in so year and we've been existing. Abu Bakr Sadiq, you browsed it. I don't trust you. You browsed it. Anyways, you're correct. 1964. Sheikh Sanusi, 1966 is wrong. Sorry about that. That's wrong. So let's move over to number 14 question. No, I didn't. Okay, let me believe you. You didn't. Let me believe you. Sorry, I'm not from your country. I get. I read about a few days ago. Wow, kudos. I'm happy that you're still reading during this period and you're keeping yourself current in case of anything. So let's move over to number 14 question. What year was Boeing founded? Like, you know, the Boeing companies that produce a lot of aircrafts. What year was Boeing company founded? What year was the Boeing company founded? Like, Boeing can even give you an award for exactly having that back of your mind that you know the year they were founded. Come on, not that tough. Flying Boy Vishal, welcome to today's live stream. You are so like 30 minutes late. Come on. What year was Boeing founded? Anyways, okay, seems like, just like somebody said, it's a bit tough. Okay, let me answer that so you have it at the back of your mind too. Maybe for external interview questions, or if you're an engineer, you want to work with Boeing, or if you're a construction person and you want to do something with Boeing. 1917, no, it's actually 1916. That was when they were founded, 1916. So let's move over to question 15. What is the passenger capacity for the Boeing 777? Like, you know, they launched the latest Boeing 777. That was it last year? I think, because it was even filmed live and people were so excited about it. Yeah, the Boeing 777X. What's the capacity of the Boeing 77X? Boeing 77X. Okay, yeah, you're correct. That was late 2019. Because I can remember seeing it on a lot of person's status. I wanted to watch. I think I watched a little bit about it. That's the takeoff. It was flown. I can't remember the pilot that flew it, but I think they had like 2 pilots and test pilots on the aircraft, and it was like a world show. Like, everybody was so happy the Boeing 777 was flying. So guys, what do you think is the capacity for the Boeing 777? It's actually not a particular figure. 400, like, you're a bit you're far, you need to come down a little. Not 400, it's actually less than that. It's actually less than that. Figure, Karen says figure questions are hard. Actually, figure questions are hard, but I'm telling you, you're going to be dealing with a lot of figures in navigation, a lot of figures in air law, a lot of figures in which other course? Aerodynamics, you're going to be dealing with figures, but not that much. But navigation, air law, you're going to be dealing with a lot of dates, and dates. And weight and balance, you're going to be dealing with a lot of figures. I think principles of flights, that course too, you're going to be dealing with a lot of figures. Anyways, that's by the way. Let me tell you guys, it's actually a range. It's not like it's specific, because it depends on like the configuration and all. So they carry about 301 persons to about 300 and I think 360 something. It's actually a range, 368 to be specific, from like 301 to about 368 persons. That's the capacity of what they actually carry. So let's move over. Now let's come a little bit into meteorology. Like, you know, meteorology is a course that deals with weather, and weather is very, very important, because in bad weathers, you can't basically fly, low visibility. Like a lot of air crashes that we have, weather has been one of the major causes. Like weather, you have low visibility, you have thunderstorms and all that. So what are the stages of thunderstorm? Like a layman knows that yes, there's something called thunderstorm, but as aviators we need to go a little bit forward. How was your first solo flight? Oh, my first solo flight, I actually videoed, or my colleagues actually videoed me my first solo flight, and it's on this channel. You can check it out. But basically, my first solo flight, let me talk a little about it. Sorry guys, we are jumping a little bit from the quiz, but we are in number what now? Number 16. We are talking about stages of thunderstorm. But let me talk a little bit about my first solo flight. My first solo flight, for me, I'm going to say I was scared. Did I cry? I think I cried a little inside the cockpit, because I was like, oh my god, did they just leave me alone to fly this aircraft? Because the instructor is going to like come out from the aircraft, and you're going to taxi back to the runway on your own, and your colleagues will be outside. Everybody's going to be like, they cleared you solo. Wow. I'm telling you, it's going to be like a very, very exciting time, trust me. And I was like, my body was shaking. My body was really shaking inside the cockpit. I was just thinking about it. Lord, please just help me. I prayed. Let me tell you guys, I actually prayed inside the cockpit, and I was like, God, please just help me. Help me. Marisa says my first solo flight actually made her cry. Are you serious? My first solo flight made you cry. Anyways, for me, myself, I actually cried inside the cockpit to an extent, because I was scared. I didn't believe I would be able to do it. Anyways, I really wanted to do it. I really wanted to go solo. Then when it was now time to go for the solo, did I tell you, okay, there was even something that happened during my the course of going for that solo. I actually I was, when I was using my checklist for the pre-flight, because of the tension and all, I took off flapless basically, because you're supposed to take off with flaps so that you rotate at a particular speed. And I think this is the first time I'm saying this here. Actually, the anxiety and the fear and everything, I had to use my checklist like I think 3 times or so. I used my checklist and I kept it. I took it again. I was reading it, because you know that at those points there's nobody with you. So any mistake that you make when you go solo, like you're solely on your own, is either you come back or you come back. Let's not talk about the other one. It's either you come back or you come back. You're definitely not going to die, God forbid. But there are 2 things. It's either you come back or you come back. And nobody on this channel is going to, after we finish talking about all these things, you know, talking about how nice flying is, then you go for your solo and you don't come back. God forbid, you are going to come back. So basically, I took off on the runway, and I was like, oh my god, I'm already in the let me tell you, the aircraft was actually lighter. I felt the aircraft was lighter because, you know, for every time you've been flying, you've always been having someone sit at your right hand side. Your instructor will always sit at your right hand side, instructing you and telling you what to do and all that. But you know, the moment I rotated the aircraft, the aircraft felt light. Like it was like, come on, what's happening here? It was so light, and the moment I took off, I was at downwind. You know, when you take off, you're upwind, like downwind. No, it was not a Cessna aircraft. It was actually a TB9. A TB9 aircraft. It kind of looks like a Cessna, but it's a low wing aircraft. You know, Cessna is actually high wing, but the TB9 is actually a low wing aircraft. When I was on downwind, let me tell you guys something, because I was supposed to do, my instructor wanted me to do 3 landings, but with the fear and the anxiety in me, I decided to do 2 landings. I landed the first time, and it was as if, oh, will I land? Will I not land? You know what? When I later came back, and my colleagues were telling me, like when I watched the video that they videoed me on when I was on the runway, I was hearing like they were scared. They were all scared for me, like, oh, Ade. I'm not like they were scared for me. I was also scared for myself. But when I did the first landing, I was scared. I was like, Lord, please, I'm coming for the last landing. And my instructor was like, I told the controller to tell me to make it a touch and go, and I was like, full stop. I was like, I'm going to make a full stop. And I came in the second time. And funny enough, my landing for the second time was actually smoother than the landing for the first time. So I would have even been able to go like the third time. But because of the fear and the anxiety and everything like put together, I could not like, I didn't want to go like the third I didn't want to go the third time. Then when I landed, I was like, oh my God, I'm back. You know what? A lot of persons, flight school is kind of like funny, because a lot of persons, they go for their solo, and they even have the opportunity, like they are not scared, they don't have any anxiety within them, they can even like snap themselves, they can take videos. My first solo, I was super serious, like, because obviously it's your first time going for an flying alone, so you just have to be serious. Who doesn't just want to be serious? But there are persons, you know, people are different. There are persons that it's like, to them, they don't feel that much anxiety, they just feel they can do it, they have this confidence, and you know, they just take off and they feel good, and you know, that kind of thing. So anyways guys, let's go back to let's go back to the topic of today. Anyways, that was how my solo went, and I still think about the feeling till today. Trust me, it's going to be one of the best feelings you're going to have throughout your flight training, because after them you're going to be going for other solos, but the first solo is different, and that's why they celebrate it a lot. They pour you water. In fact, my instructor poured me malt that day. It wasn't even water they poured me. Okay, one of my instructors poured me water, others poured me water, one poured me cold water, one poured me malt that day. So it's something to be said, like you celebrate about it. It's kind of like very, very good. So guys, let's move over back. I was talking about the stages of thunderstorm, and let me just tell you guys, we have 3 stages of thunderstorm. Anytime you see the thunderstorm forming, before you hear all those lightning and all that, it has actually gone through some stages. So we actually have the first stage, which is the cumulus stage. Then we have the mature stage. At this mature stage, a lot of things are going on, and you dare not. Thunderstorm is one of the biggest, like, it's one of the major things we actually study in meteorology, because it can actually bring an aircraft down. Like, it can bring an aircraft down. And so you have a lot of, in advanced aircrafts now, you have a lot of weather radar systems trying to show you where you should not go because of thunderstorm. So you have the cumulus phase, you have the mature phase, and you have the dissipating phase. So those are the 3 phases of thunderstorm. Let's move over, guys. We spent a lot of time today. Come on, let's move over to question 17. Maybe we'll just stop at question 18 today. Yeah, you're correct, Terry Root. You have the cumulus phase, the mature phase, and the dissipating phase of thunderstorm. What does the regulation say about bottle to throttle? That's the alcohol regulation. I'm sure you're supposed to know that. There's an alcohol regulation for pilots basically bottle to throttle. That's the last time you took alcohol till the time you set your hand on the throttle to actually fly an aircraft. What is the bottle to throttle regulation? That's how many hours is bottle to throttle? Bottle to throttle. If you know it, I'd like to know, like, that person actually deserves an award today. You're correct. Bottle to throttle is actually 8 hours. So you have an interval of 8 hours before you can actually fly an aircraft if you've taken alcohol. And some airlines actually increase theirs. They actually put theirs at about how many do they put theirs? Some actually put theirs at about 12 hours. It all depends. It depends. So guys, let's move over to, okay, we are going to be stopping at question 18 today. What year was the Airbus founded? What year was Airbus founded? Okay, like Kerry Root said initially, numbers are actually quite difficult. So I'm going to be telling you basically that Airbus was actually founded at the year 1970. So that was when Airbus was actually founded, and they did a great job to actually found. So we have 2 extra questions. So I'm going to be saying, can you name at least 3 persons that you know? I'm going to be leaving this is not this is our question. So we have like 2 questions more, 19 and 20. So let's say 19. Oh, okay. So okay, let me give myself that. I want to name like 3 persons. Okay, off heart, without looking there. Let's say, okay, I know Abayami is here, Karen Root is here, Abaka Sadiq is here, John Codon is here, Edda Timothy is here. That's, you know, my personal question. So guys, that's all for today. I don't want it to be too long. Tomorrow we're going to have like another 20 questions, and we are going to do this till Saturday before we have our Sunday chit chat. Then we go over to a new thing on Monday basically. So that's it guys for today. If you're new here, don't forget, consider subscribing. We are a happy family. We talk about everything ranging from aviation to our progress, our career progress, how we can do very well in flight school, in academics generally, and also we do a lot of motivation here to keep our spirits and souls like alive. So guys, my motivation for you today, guess, somebody should tell me. Guess. Let me not like do a breakdance kind of stuff. So guys, I guess my motivation for you today, let me sure I didn't miss like anything about now. Don't only think about now. Think about 10 years to come. Think about 15 years to come. Think about 20 years to come. Whatever I'm doing now, will it affect my life in 20 years? Will it affect my life in 10 years? Will it affect my life in 5 years? These are things that you should actually work on. These are things that you should think about, because it's very, very important that you know all this. So guys, that's all for today. And if you have any questions, don't forget, you can leave them in the comment section. We're going to be talking about it probably next week, because throughout this week we just have quiz for this week. And guys, thank you so much for joining me in today's live stream. I appreciate your presence, I appreciate your time, I appreciate your love, I appreciate every single thing that you give. So guys, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye guys, thank you so much.